All right, welcome back to the podcast. So today is part three of the Wellness with Vanda Club membership sneak peek that I have been doing over the last few weeks. And I'm really excited today because we're going to talk about some of the fun pop-up things that I have planned over the next 3 months. But in case you've missed the last two episodes, I first want to start off and just give you a reminder of what the Wellness with Vanda Club even is and when it's available to you. And at the end, I'm going to give some insider information on like pricing and some special bonuses that I'm doing through the launch period. And you all have to bear with me because I live in Kentucky and they've cut our hay this week on the farm, and like my allergies are just running rampant. So if I have to clear my throat or a cough or whatever, it just like it is what it is. So, anyway. So, what is the Wellness with Vanda Club? It's a membership, a monthly membership. There's no long-term requirement. You can like cancel at any time. I always get that question. But it's a membership space where I'm providing the same type of education that I give my VIP one-on-one clients about the foundations of good hormone and mineral health to club members, to membership members, because number one, I wanted to create something that was super affordable because testing, functional testing, and working with someone one on one and being at that VIP level is not accessible for everyone. And I totally get that. But it's not fair for, just because you can't pay for VIP for you to not have this foundational information, because as important as like the testing can be and give individualized like insights into your body and your needs, if you don't have the foundations in place, that insight is only going to mean so much. And it can only get you so far across the board. Like my typical recommendation is for someone to truly get a handle on the foundations, understand what the foundations are. So I'm talking about your diet. Are you consuming enough? Are you consuming enough of the right things? How is your sleep? How are you managing your stress? How's your digestion? There's foundational things that apply to everyone that really, really make a big impact if that's an area that you have neglected, or like you've never just like been taught before how you should care for yourself in that particular like category or avenue or whatever you want to, however you want to categorize it. And you learn better ways to do that and you start doing it, that can take care of a lot of your symptoms sometimes. I mean, and sometimes completely take care of them. And then testing's not even necessary. So I just felt like, and have felt like for the past few years, that like this information, this educational piece, was something that I needed to be able to provide in a way that was more accessible to more people. And this membership is the way that I'm going to do that. And I decided on this membership model because it is a lot of information. So I wanted people to have quite a bit of time to get through the information, because typically, like my VIP clients are working with me for 3 or 4 months. Um, so it wasn't really fair for me to like put all of this information in something that you would only like access for a month, or just give you a course and be like, good luck with no support. Because there are aspects of it that are going to be new concepts to you when you join, and you're going to have questions, or you're going to have questions like, how can I take this information and apply it to my life because I have XYZ situation going on? And so the membership model of this allows me to still offer some support and the ability to answer questions and be there with you, even though it's not at that VIP like one-on-one level. So I really love that about it. There's also going to be like a community aspect of it where you don't have to be active in the community part of it. That's like a personal choice. I know some people are like, I'm just not, like, that's not their thing. They're not into that, and that's fine. But there are other people that really thrive when they are working, on changing habits or changing a lifestyle, and they have people alongside them that are doing the same thing. And when you're talking about like diet and lifestyle and taking on a more holistic approach to things, sometimes you don't have people in your real life that are on that same page with you. So I also wanted a way to be able to connect women that were going through similar things. So that's why I decided on the membership model. I'm really excited about it. And I think that there's going to be, like, I think it's going to be really fun. And there's going to be the opportunity to do a lot of like really cool things, which is part of what I'm going to talk about today. So when you join the membership, you're going to already get access, like immediate access to those learning modules that I have pre-recorded that are like ready to go for you. In addition to that, you're going to get a weekly check-in form that helps keep you accountable and on track. These are also optional, but I highly recommend them to just like, it gives you that point in your week where you check in with yourself and basically say like, okay, how am I doing in this area? How am I doing in this area? How have I felt this week? How have I felt this week compared to last week? What win have I experienced this week, or what wins? Because there's hopefully more than one. And these check-ins are not something that like I will look over them every week, but you won't hear back from me every time. You might sometimes if you like, there's going to be a way for you to submit a question. That way, if you have a question or something you'd like me to cover inside the membership that is not like it's really personal and you don't want to share with everyone, that only comes, these check-in forms only come directly to me. No one else can see them. So it gives you that opportunity to ask your question. And it be, just between you and I. So you'll have that. And then there's going to be pop-ups and bonuses along the way. So I am not saying that every single month we will have like a training or an event or a challenge, or like I'm not giving specifics on exactly what will happen every month, because I anticipate that every month is going to be a little bit different. So it's going to be, and it's going to depend on like what area are we focusing on this month, or what habit do we want to focus on. So sometimes that's going to look like pop-up coaching calls with me. Maybe it's a community event where we're like doing a walk together. It may be a guest training on a specific topic. I acknowledge completely that I am not the expert on everything, but I have colleagues that are experts in areas aside from hormones and minerals, which is my area. I want to be able to bring them in and provide you guys with information and dig deeper into certain topics that I'm not the expert in. So I have plans for bringing other people in. And then there's also going to be times where we're doing like a challenge for the month, and there will probably be like prizes that you can win, or maybe it's an HTMA test, or maybe it's a one-on-one session with me. Those things will be announced, like the month ahead of what's going to go on. But I do have, you guys know that like I'm pregnant. I'm due at the end of August, and I wanted to have my plans basically for July, August, and September laid out in advance, planned so that I knew what was going to be happening inside the membership. So when you join, it's going to become available on June 24th, which is when you're listening to this. If you listen to the day it launches, that it's going to be Tuesday, next Monday, June 24th, 2024. If you're on my email list, you'll get an email that morning, 5 a.m. It's available to purchase, available to enroll in, become a club member. And like I said, immediately you'll get access to like the portal and stuff, the membership site. So for the month of July, since everybody is just going to be coming into the membership space at the end of June, I want everyone to have time to go through the content that's already there. So we're not having a guest training in July. We're going to have a hot seat coaching call, live call with me. I don't know what you want to call that. And I can't decide in my mind, like what I feel is the most like appropriate name for those. I don't know. Anyway, it's going to be a Zoom with me where you can come and ask questions about the content that you've made it through so far. Or, just questions in general. So that will be in July. And then I also want to do a community walk in July, because I feel like this is going to be like a fun thing and also an accountability thing. And some people are like, well, how's that? Like, how does that even work? Because obviously we're all virtual. It's not like we're going to meet in person. So my idea of what we're going to do is I'll have a Zoom meeting and everybody can get on the Zoom meeting at a certain time. It's going to be early in the morning because that's when I do my walks. And we can walk together. Alternatively, if you work out in the morning and you're like, I don't want to just walk, I want to do a workout, then you'll be able to do that. You don't have to be on camera or anything. And there won't really be like discussions necessarily happening. I plan on making like a playlist with some good upbeat music, and we'll just kind of all walk together, listen to the music, and it's just like it's for that accountability. I've been on one of these before and I really enjoyed it, and it definitely was nice for the accountability because I knew that like people knew I was supposed to be there. And if you get up and you're like, oh, I don't really feel like going for my walk, or I don't really feel like doing my workout this morning, but you knew that somebody was like counting on you to show up, you have that accountability piece that pushes you to like get up and actually do it. So, anyway, we're going to do those two things in July. Then in August, I am bringing in a guest to talk specifically about fat loss. Um, there is a module, and I've talked about this like 2 podcast episodes ago, where I am teaching you how to have a balanced plate and put a balanced meal together. And that's super important when you're trying to heal your hormones and you're trying to replenish your minerals and stuff. But sometimes people get stuck then and get kind of hung up like, well, where do I go from here? Like some people when they're and then this is very individualized and something that like you and I can talk one-on-one about, but a lot of times people need to heal and they can't really focus on weight loss right out of the gate. It has to be like we've got to heal first and then we're going to work on fat loss at a later time. And people get hung up in the transition of like healing to weight loss and what to do and how to make that transition. So I wanted to bring in a colleague of mine that is truly like an expert in that area and can really give some good guidance on how to make that transition and also how to make that transition in a way that's like really supportive to the healing work that you've already done, because what you really don't want to happen is like take 2 steps backwards. So that's going to be in August. And then in September, I'm bringing in a colleague to talk about mindset. And there is a mindset module also already in the membership space, but and I'm not going to give too many details away just yet, but she's going to talk about a very specific practice that she has like developed and does herself. And it's very, very powerful when you are working almost like on becoming this new version of yourself, making these changes, implementing new things, and dropping old habits and old beliefs that you have about yourself. So I'm very excited to have her come in and talk about that. And that will get us, like I said, through September. Some other things that I'm like working on. I want someone to come in and speak specifically about libido. Just this past week, that was submitted in my Instagram stories. I've been doing this kind of like series where I'm like, what annoying symptom are you dealing with that you want me to kind of like break down and talk about? And I'm actually going to bring a couple of those topics to podcast episodes because what I said, like what I had to say about them, the advice I gave really resonated with a lot of people. And I want to make some episodes about it. But one of those was libido. So I polled the people on my Instagram and was like, let's be really honest. Like this, I feel like this is such a taboo topic that doesn't get talked about very often. Because it's like, I mean, it's an uncomfortable thing and nobody wants to like, I don't know, own up to the fact that their libido is not great. But I was like, let's be honest. How many of you struggle with your libido? And the options that I gave were like, yes, it's a struggle. No, like my libido is great. And then I fall somewhere in between. Only one person out of all the people that answered, and I got more responses on this poll than, I mean, any that I've posted semi recently. Only one person was like, yeah, my libido is great. It's good. Everyone else was either like, yes, it's a struggle, or I'm somewhere in between. And I already knew that that was like a topic that I wanted someone to come in and teach on, but this just really reiterated that like that needs to be the next guest that I get lined up. So that's probably going to be in October, but I don't have that one finalized yet. So, um, that gives you, like I said, final sneak peek into what is coming. Um, I'm sure if you're on my email list, you're going to get an email today and you're going to get an email on Friday with some of the like details and exciting things about the club. And next week, I'm going to be doing a promotional period, a launch for the Wellness with Vanda Club. It's going to run from Monday to Thursday, and I'm offering some special bonuses and incentives to just like kick things off. And I'm really excited about it, and I want everyone else to be excited about it too. So I wanted to give you, as podcast listeners, some insider info into what those things are going to be. So first of all, one of the big perks, if you join right off the bat, the first 20 people that join are going to be able to get the membership locked in for just $14 a month. And they will maintain that price point as long as they stay in the membership. But it's only available to the first 20 people. So you'll want to be watching your emails, like on Monday morning when that drops, and get signed up so that you can make sure that you secure one of those spots. Some people that I have told that to have also asked, like, well, what's the price going to be after that? Once those spots of $14 sell out, it's going to go up to $24, and then eventually it will go up to $47 a month, which at this time is where I plan to like keep the price capped at, because again, part of my mission with this membership is to keep it affordable and accessible to basically everyone. So that's one thing. Second thing is also, if you join on Monday on the initial launch day, right out of the gate, anyone that joins on Monday, regardless of the price point, so if those 20 spots sell out immediately, even if you pay the higher price, as long as you join on Monday by midnight, you're going to be entered into a drawing to win a one-on-one session with me. So I think that would be really fun. And then I'm also gonna do, for anyone that joins during the launch period, so from Monday to Thursday at midnight, I am offering a free live workshop with me where we are doing a deep dive into one of the very first modules, and there will be more there will be more details about that in the emails that you get next week. So my email list, my email community, the ability to join it is always linked in the podcast show notes. So if you're not on that email list already, you want to make sure that you get on there before next week so that you get all of this information and get the, invite to join the club. And as always, like if you've been listening to these episodes about the club and you have questions, or you just don't quite understand something, or you'd like me to clarify something, just hit me up either in an email or on Instagram. Let me know. I'm happy to answer questions and talk more about, the plans that I have for the membership. Because like I said, I'm super excited about it, and I can't wait to see who all joins next week when we kick this off. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. I am getting ready to head out the door to go to a meeting, and I will talk with you next week.